Hi, everyone. I'm excited to share with you the June energy update. And what I plan to do here is to simply drop in to the higher field and channel the guidance as it's coming in. So in the past, I've been kind of highlighting what Spirit has had to say, but right now I'm feeling guided to just do it in real time and we'll take it from there. So the way, hold on just a moment. It is important for you to know that while you are going through energetic flooding, a descending of ascension energies into the earth plane, you are not alone. There has been, in fact, a feeling of energetic pulses, almost an bombardment of higher frequencies that are coming into your consciousness, into the earth plane, into your bodies, and into the matrix itself to collapse it, to allow all that is of the lower mind to be dismantled and completely freed. You may be feeling the tension of this energy in your own body, in your own awareness, as we are helping you to lift out of identification with the body, with the stories of the body, of the individual. And instead, we are asking you to step into the realm of joyful creation that emanates from your true essence. This essence, which is your divine nature, is an exquisite freedom that allows you to attain a sense of mastery while being in the body. We are here to let you know that you are now on a pivotal moment, experiencing the embodiment of your divine nature as something you are here to elevate into, to expand into, and to learn to master. This includes understanding without distinction the significance, the importance of what it means to be a conscious manifester, to live in the flow of your divine nature, rather than to make your ego create the reality you want to experience. You are learning to surrender the ego's agenda and to open to the creative flow of your divine mind and open to the creation that wants to come through you as flow, what you will experience as miraculous synchronicities, flow, harmony in your own life by pulling you out of identification with the body. So we are here to tell you there are at least 3 elements of this that are essential for you to move through the energetic flow of June, which is focusing on the journey of joy beyond identification with the human story. First and foremost, to manifest by aligning with the divine mind. The divine mind has no real agenda other than to express itself without limitations. This is the art of allowing by attuning and aligning with that which is greater than your mind's agendas and your mind's stories. Your mind's stories have been creating your reality throughout most of your life, and you perceive then that history becomes prologue because it's what you focus on and then manifest mostly unconsciously. So you are moving into a time now where we are asking you to elevate, lift your awareness into that divine awareness. What you have been taught is to become the compassionate witness of yourself. It is here that you have the liberation from the mind itself and the stories that it holds, the pain body that constricts your capacity to manifest beauty, exquisiteness, prosperity. When you experience pain in the body, this is a signal from your soul saying you are not allowing the divine to flow through you. And instead, you are identifying with the body, and any story that you've held in the body is now manifesting into a reality. Instead, what we are asking you is to drop the story. Create only from your higher mind. This is the agenda, if you will, of June and beyond in 2025 for you to live in the higher flow. Second, it means for you to release all control of what you are manifesting. Your power lies when you are letting go of control. You set the focus of the higher mind to live in the higher flow. You surrender then to that divine stream, and you release control of how. And you open to the inspirations as they arise in you one day at a time, allowing this to bring you into the harmony of your higher soul's identity or beingness, the identity through which you have filtered reality is highly constricted and confines you to limit, to scarcity, and even to struggle, which is not necessary. For you to manifest joy is for you to allow the creative blueprint from your soul to shine forth into everything you think, everything you speak, everything you feel, so that you are now living in this synchronicity of your divine nature. Then we are asking for you to let go of the illusion of your human avatar. This is the most challenging aspect of the energy ascension that is now at play. The release of the false self, the identification with the character, the beliefs that your ego holds onto. This includes the way you identify yourself in any form that separates you from any aspect of creation. Oh, I'm this way. I could not be that. These are illusions of the ego. Everything you see is a mirror of you. Everything you experience is in a mirror of you. And only your soul knows this. The ego self cannot know it. When you allow the higher consciousness of your being to create through you by aligning with your soul's blueprint, which is another way of saying I'm opening to the creative flow of my higher self. I'm allowing it to manifest all that is beautiful, all that is good, all that is prosperous, all that is health. I now live in this harmony, and I only bow to the light of that truth. I see everything then as a reflection of myself. That includes everything in the material world and everything in the spiritual world. Everything that I see is me because it is a reflection of the I am. That is me in a body. The avatar is simply carrying the instrument of the divine and then creating iterations of itself for me to learn from, evolve through, and harmonize with, and or alchemize. Anything that I dislike, if I simply allow myself to be with it in loving awareness as the compassionate witness, this alone is an alchemizing energy, which will transmute whatever I witness from this space. And if it doesn't, it means part of me is in agreement with it. when you focus on that which you react to, when you give your energy, your power to that which is outside of you, you are still perceiving that reality is emanating as truth, a reflection of the illusion, instead of understanding the higher course of your creative path. What you are seeing in the world as a dismantling is the macro version of the micro work you are here to alchemize. You have come here to alchemize the suffering you have inherited from your ancestors that feel real and true to you as part of your past, which no longer have authentic power. You are capable of living in the I am presence of your true nature and manifesting reality as joy, as beauty, as perfection itself. Even your guides, the guidance, me that you are looking at, is a reflection of you, the truth that exists within the blueprint of your higher nature, your divine self. We are here to encourage you in the month of June to learn to embody what it means to be multisensory, multidimensional in a physical body. In the past, we've given you many things to practice. For this month, we are asking you to focus on these several things. 1, learn that you are, remember that you are a divine being in a physical body, and that your world is manifesting as either a reflection of your identity in human form that you believe in and therefore repeat patterns, or learn that you can release this identity and create as a master, which is the awareness of yourself as the I am presence, the divinity of your being, which is seeking to expand its beauty, its creative power through you in miraculous ways. So you are here to manifest from this divine nature, remembering who you truly are. 2, learn to attune and identify with this divine nature so fully that you are surrendering control of your manifestation and instead opening to the divine inspirations that arise from you as places where you are either alchemizing what no longer serves you because it's untrue, and or attuning, aligning, and allowing your divine nature to manifest through you without inhibition, with no constriction. 3, you are learning to let go of the identification with your story, the human form. For example, the human form known as Lori that sits before you with a body is an aspect of the higher soul that comes through you as Deva Ananda, white feather of an eagle, who has incarnated on the earth numerous times, in fact, millions of lifetimes, to bring through holy light. In the restricted self of Lori, life can feel like it may or may not flow in harmony, but from the higher consciousness of the divine nature, there is no agenda other than to love and live in harmony with all life, to heal and be healed within the earth, within community, within loving connections, to understand that there is no money that sits apart from you, that prosperity is a vibration within your own being, that health is a vibration within your own divine nature, that every cell rejuvenates every millisecond, and that you can create a new body, a new experience, even a new mind at every turn, and that nothing from the past needs to be the formula for the future. The awareness lives in the eternal now. and that this is the essence of joy and playful creation. For divine creation has no other agenda but to know itself, to experience itself, to rejoice in itself, and to create more and more beauty, allowing it to come through all the places where it's been confined and withheld through you. By doing so, you not only heal your ancestors 7 generations behind you by releasing them from the karma of feeling that you are doomed to repeat or to learn lessons, and instead to understand you are liberated from this cycle, and therefore you are creating beauty for your descendants and all creations and life for 7 generations and beyond in the future. You are also being asked to understand the nature of joy itself, joy in safety, joy in nervous system regulation, joy in coming home to your own true being, which is never anxious, which is never depressed, which is never fearful. This is a posture of fearlessness for you. Remember that you are the one true light that lives in a body seeking expression through this form now. Joy in the sensual experiences of being in the feeling world, experiencing the smells, the taste, the touch, the feel of energy, and using it to inform you, where is my focus, so I can refine it so that more joy is expanded through me. Joy in expressing your true power, not in compliance with what you have learned from the past or beliefs that tell you to play small or only be nice or only be good, but instead to illuminate the field in which you live so fully that your power is a mastery to behold. We are asking you to learn to embody joy in the heart. This is the center of your nervous system, the center of your true nature, the center of your authentic beingness. This heart, which is unconditional love and compassion, is not one that exists without boundaries. It is boundless in its nature. But this does not mean it sacrifices joy or happiness for having or being the truth of who you are. Joy in expressing impeccability with your voice, using your voice to lift life, to inspire life and empower it within yourself and with others, to command the direction without controlling it, to bring focus to your creative life without needing to manage every detail, to open to the truth of who you are and bring your vision into the attuned awareness. Is this a reflection of my divine nature, or is this my ego story seeking to manifest through me? Don't worry too long in this field of questioning. Simply open to the reality that as your divine nature, all ego thought will also transform if you sit in loving awareness of what it is you seek. For what it is you seek through the ego cannot fulfill you, but what it is you seek through the higher self will reap rewards. For if you're looking love from outside of you to complete you, to fulfill you, to augment and enhance your life, you are missing that you are love in a body now. And that when you express this unconditional love wherever you go, casual or intimate, you will then magnetize more and more love and loving experiences in your own life. This is true for abundance, for health, and all that exists. Bring your consciousness into attunement with your higher soul. Be willing to discover it through the month of June in the most joyful way. And everywhere you see beauty, rejoice in it, settle in it, feel it, speak it, appreciate it, magnetize it, magnify it, allow it. This is a time of deliberate creation and receptivity. The world around you will continue to look chaotic if you look to it to regulate your emotional well-being. You will lose heart and lose your way. The 3D world is struggling to survive. It is flailing about in many ways as a form of distraction from the true nature that is seeking to be birthed on earth. If you put too much attention on what is happening in the chaotic field without understanding and remembering who you are in response to it, that you are here as co-creator of this field to calm your body, to remember your power, to come into this multidimensional being so fully that only calm can manifest around you, that only safety can live in your body, that only health can vibrate through your cells and be reflected into all aspects of your being. You are not controlling life, you are responding to it from your divine nature. Allow this to come through you now in a way you have not yet experienced. Make this your mastery for the month of June and beyond. Let joy be your guide when joy isn't present. Fear may be in control. When fear is in control, the ego, the false self, the character of the human being is in charge. You are not at war with your human nature. You are here to embody your divine nature so that the human nature now reflects your divine essence and is not living in the scarcity of separation that the illusion of the 3D world has manifested. You are healing that divide. You are manifesting a reunion with the divine itself, with the holiness of all that is, where you are experiencing an expression of this exquisite flow. We are asking you to live in this higher source flow and for you to then see that you are here to manifest beauty and joy and light. As a light worker, this is what you came here to do at this time, to awaken to your true self, to release the identification with the body's story, the ego story, and to discover the immutable nature of your soul's exquisiteness, seeking to express light through you that is no longer karmic, but frees you from all cycles, all karmic cycles that have confined you. We stand with you as the Elohim, the beings of light, the councils of 9, 11, 12, which are dimensions of frequencies that you are here to inhabit. You are learning to lift out of identification with the 3D consciousness of your mind, to drop in to the limitless nature of your heart. And the soul's heart lives as your inspired nature in your heart, in your consciousness, in your beingness. Bring your awareness, your curiosity to all that has been said here. And make a practice now of embodying joy, of manifesting from the higher self, of letting go of the need to control in order to have what you want, and instead be who you are, knowing that what you want is who you are. Allow it into your cells, into your experience of feeling, into your knowingness, into your words, into your reality. And thus you shall have all that you desire in the highest, most exquisite forms possible. Know that every form you encounter is a mirror of you. And this is a beautiful thing to understand as a multidimensional expression of Source. You have come here to remember, to love, and to share. Let yourself do so now. And with this, we say thank you and I hope. Enjoy your journey. We love you. We love you. We love you. And we hold you in everlasting light always, always, always. So that was the message. I will return to it to discern what are the messages that are coming through to highlight them. But ultimately, what I'm understanding is that we are here to manifest from our divine nature rather than the ego story of lack, but from the true nature of our higher mind, our higher heart, our higher being, which lives in abundance and in the awareness. We are here to surrender then control, which means we're only focusing on the divine blueprint manifesting through us, and then trusting that flow is carrying us exactly where we need to be, exactly at the right moments in that perfect flow. And that when joy is present, we know we're in alignment with that. And when it's lacking, when we're not feeling it, when we feel anxious or worried or fearful, then we're out of alignment, that the ego is trying to take charge. And we simply witness that to alchemize it. And then we are here to transcend the illusion of the bodies or the false self, the self that we've learned, that we've been programmed to be, the stories that we hold about ourselves. So here's an example I'm going to give because Spirit is asking me to share it. I have had this story of kind of rejection and abandonment. I had these two friends who I love dearly, and we had this regular communication thread. And we used to check in with each other and text each other regularly. And then one day, all my messages stopped getting responded to. And because I've had this story of abandonment and or rejection, I process that experience through that story, right? This is the false self, right? That believes in a story and therefore manifests reality unwittingly, unconsciously. So I experienced this and I tried to reach out. I didn't hear back. I didn't pick up the phone or call these people. I assumed whatever. And I was going through my own kind of thing, a health thing, whatever, and traveled quite a bit. And so I sort of let it drop for a while, a couple months. And then I went to an event and I ran into these two people and they didn't recognize me. One of them didn't even recognize me. I've known her for years. And I walked up and she was like, hello? And I said, hello, it's me. It's Lori Lipten. And she was like, oh. Like she didn't see me, right? And so it furthered the story. And I walked away from meeting them and I sat down and I actually cried. And I felt like, oh, I've just been forgotten, right? Because that's what the story has always said. You don't matter, you don't count, blah, 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 whatever. And I sat there and I felt that, and it felt true to me. And that's how I experienced it. And I turned back to look at them and they were gone. They left the event. And so I sat with it. And then I went home and I said, okay, why am I believing this? Why am I allowing this story to create this experience? Because it certainly doesn't feel good. It feels painful. It feels like rejection and or abandonment. And I don't think this is true. I think this is my story creating this experience so that I will see it for what it is and choose whether or not I'm going to manifest what I have always known, right? And or drop into mastery, chills, from my divine nature and see this very differently. And so I made a decision to reach out to these two women and said, I'd like to know what happened. I am wondering if you're open to communicating with me. And without getting too far into the detail, I ended up, they were both willing. I ended up meeting with them, and all three of us had similar stories. And we were all three letting those stories dictate how we were interacting with one another. I don't need to get into what happened with the communications. I believe that the communications and the lack of responses, they told me that they had sent me and I didn't respond. And I told them I had sent them a communication. They didn't and I didn't hear a response. And I didn't respond. They didn't respond. What I really got was that this was here as a reflection of the ego story to reveal to me where that ego story is still creating, so that I could choose to recreate it and say, oh, well, I guess I've just, we've outgrown each other and we're just not friends anymore and whatever. Or I could drop into the divine self and allow something else to manifest. The conversation that we had last night was so healing and so loving and so authentic and beautiful. And we all saw our own stories. And then we just had no judgment of those stories. We just held them with loving care. And you could feel them alchemizing in real time, where we let them go and reconnected and then reestablished how we would communicate going forward. And it was a really simple, easy movement into a new timeline. And that timeline is resonant with the higher self rather than with the story that can feel true. When I was channeling this morning and I was asking about what to do regarding government and what's happening with the government, one of the most important things that was said to me was, do not identify with anything that is happening. Simply drop into the awareness of who you are and manifest a 5D reality here and now, so that it is emanating from you in real time, in your body, in your world, and in your community, right? And that doesn't mean to ignore what's happening. It means not to react to what's happening as though it's the only truth. To see it as a manifestation of the distortions of the individual and collective field, and then ask the higher self to manifest instead a divine flow. And what does that look like? And right now, that may look like freedom, joy, freedom and equality for all, chills, reverence for the earth, reverence for all life, right? How do I care for all that in this moment today? And it could be water the garden, weed the garden, cook a healthy meal, take a walk. Oh, that's right. Prosperity is within me. How do I manifest prosperity within me? I simply remember that money is prana, and there's no limit to prana. It just needs to be nurtured through awareness that it exists within me in abundant ways, right? It's abundantly expressed. Oh, that's right. Running water, air, fresh air. I have heat or chill if I need it in the air. I have a home. I have a bed. I have a couch. I have a Zoom. I have clients. I have a career that I love. I have flowers. I have the fresh, clean, beautiful sky and trees, whatever that might mean for you. So that expression is coming from within you, not outside of you. And then the more you feel it in your body, whether it's love or kindness or joy or health or vitality, you will then start to experience that as being mirrored in your reality. So then you know that you are aligning with that divine mind, that divine consciousness, that divine source flow. I'll have more to share at another point. So this is what I wanted to say today. I encourage you to take this in. I will create then a meditation for everybody for the month of July, and then rather June, and a focus for us for this month, which is going to continue the manifesting, which seems like Spirit really wants us to be awake to what it means to be masters in a body, which includes then manifesting from that divine space. With that, I say much love to you all, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Namaste.